During the lockdown portion of the pandemic, many New Yorkers and Angelenos flocked to Tulum, as you may have seen on social media, with concerts flooded from venues like Zamna Tulum. I, like many others, wanted to see if Tulum was worth the hype. My flight was $450 round trip from New York to Cancun. So our flight arrived on time, but we were actually stuck in the passport customs line for 3 hours with no AC, no cell service or Wi-Fi. So the private transfer I had arranged for us to go from Cancun to Tulum obviously left, and I had no way of contacting them, but luckily they didn't charge me. So here comes the bad part. We didn't really have many options left since it was quite late and our original transfer had left. We ultimately ended up taking one of those cabs that were lining outside of the airport, and most people know those are usually the worst deals you can possibly get, but we were getting quite desperate. So instead of $70, we paid $200 for a 1.5-hour ride to Tulum. On our way back from Tulum to Cancun, we managed to find a shuttle that took us directly from the heart of the city in Tulum to Cancun for a mere $15, which is a much more reasonable amount per person. In most of Tulum, especially when you're heading from your hotel to a venue, for example, you pretty much only have cabs as an option unless you're driving in the area. So the drink costs, I feel like, are pretty universal at this point, with venues around most of these tourist destinations being around $15 to $20 per drink, especially when they know their target audience being Americans traveling who are used to paying this kind of premium price from their hometowns. As for accommodation costs goes, among 3 people, we each paid $246 for 4 nights in a pretty walkable area of Tulum that was not far from the nightlife destinations that we had planned for ourselves. Moving on to the entertainment costs. Our first night there, which we were lucky that this was a party that started late, at Papaya Playa Projects, the ticket was $158, but half of the ticket was actually food and beverage costs on site. The next venue was at Mia Tulum, which was more of a day club turned into nightclub situation. In the daytime, you can use their beach chairs at no extra cost, and at night it would just transform into a nightclub. And we spent another $50 on food and drinks in addition to our ticket price. So if you stack that up, 110 versus 156, it's a little more comparable, but again, it was kind of a different experience. And I'd say the Papaya Playa Projects was a little more elevated, given there were fire throwers. So it was definitely more of an orchestrated act versus some of the other venues that we went to. The next venue we checked out was the Hitano Beach Club, and there's actually a minimum charge per person for the beach beds, so we actually ended up paying $120 per person, but this includes all the food and drinks that you could possibly stuff yourselves with, because you can actually spend a whole day there if you really wanted to, but because we had other programming to get to, we didn't end up staying for the whole day. Music there was more on the chill side because I think it usually gets rowdier at night, but in the daytime it was definitely a very nice spot to just relax, hang out, and enjoy the vibes. It is an unreplicable vibe, and the Tulum experience is something that I will treasure forever, and who knows if I'll end up going back again sometime, but I don't really have any plans on doing that yet, so leave in the comments if you do and let me know what you think if you've been to Tulum already. And until the next how much it costs to go out in a specific city video. Bye!